Welcome to another episode of Times Square Kung Fu. I am your host, Frankie Balboa, aka the Shogun Supreme, man. Y'all know the deal, y'all know the vibes, man. What's the vibes today? We're gonna be comparing the recent released Blu-ray by Chameleon Films, which is a new independent label in Asian cinema, versus the DVD to see if it's worth the upgrade. And let me tell you guys something, man. This week was my first time watching this film. It is one of the Johnnie To films I never got around to, and it definitely moved up on one of my favorite films and certified Johnnie To as one of my favorite directors, man. If not my favorite director, see, because I realized he gave me a lot of banging films, especially Full-Time Killer. And before I forget, man, this film stars Nick Chung and Richie Jen, man. We're about to get into it. So a little bit about this film, man, and let me tell you something, it blew me away when I first saw it. But most likely, my good friend Will from Hong Kong Cinema Appreciation is gonna do a real in-depth video on this film, because this is mostly gonna focus on me comparing the DVD and the Blu-ray, and he's the guy that does all those in-depth reviews and everything. So, you know, I'm gonna handle this end, and he's gonna handle that end. But if you guys are not following Hong Kong Cinema Appreciation Society, yo, what are y'all doing, man? Y'all definitely need to get with it, man. You know what I mean? I'm gonna link his YouTube channel in the description, man. But let me tell you something. So when me and Will were talking about the film when it was released, when he saw the opening 7 minutes of this film and he told me a little bit about it, how mind-blowing it was, I'm like, if Will is bugging out with this, how would me? Y'all guys know how hype I get when I see certain scenes, how I'm gonna react to it. And let me tell you guys something. Whoa, that one take scene blew me completely away. Like, it was just, if you guys seen the film Heat, man, this scene alone kills it. And I'm gonna show that scene in a second, you know what I mean? But yeah, you know, to get straight, give you guys a quick synopsis of the film. This film is how the police is using the media to make themselves look good, but the criminals are using the internet for their advantage and showing like the corruption and their side of things, man. And this film, like, is pretty much ahead of its time, because this came out 2006 before Twitter, Instagram, and all the social media networks. So this movie is definitely relevant in today's age, you know? But yeah, like I'm telling you, man, like, this film, like, it's a must watch. And just to let you guys know, Chameleon Films is a Australian label, and this is a Region B Blu-ray. So if you're like in North America or in Asia, you won't be able to see this film. You gotta rip it or have a region-free player. But hopefully, folks like Shout Factory or Arrow will pick it up for Region A markets. I'm not too sure how rights work when a film was already released in Region B. Will the UK distributors like 88 Films, Eureka be able to pick it up? I don't know, but hopefully they will, man, because more people need to see this film. Like, it's one heck of a film. So one thing I noticed about this film is the way the shots are composed. Again, you got two sides using the media for their advantage, you know what I mean, to show their side of things. And you see a lot of split shots. You get to see the broadcast as being shown, and it looks like freaking a big theatric. Like, it looks pretty wild. It reminds me of the OJ trial, how the media handled that. They made it into a big media circus. Like, it's a pretty wild film, and it takes in one location, and it's very grimy, and the way it looks is just like, I never seen Hong Kong look like this in the film since, I could say, A Better Tomorrow, the way it was shot. Matter of fact, you know what? Nah, I'm wrong. Hard Boiled. If you guys remember Hard Boiled, the beginning when he's in the jazz club and everything, it has that sense of griminess to it. So this film does that a lot. Again, the first opening scene, like, is one take. If you guys don't know what one take is there's no edits at all. And you see it become very popular in this day and age in the past few years, like Atomic Blonde used it very well, but it has like nice camera tricks. Like, so when the camera pans, if you see like a pillar, that's where the edit happens. They do it very slick, but still, I love that style of camera work, you know? So, you know, with that said, man, I'm gonna show you guys the comparison between the DVD and the Blu-ray. And let me tell you something, man. It's very interesting because from what I read from the press release, they couldn't get the original elements of the film. So they use a great, you know, upscaling AI tool, because during this time already, from what I was told, Johnnie To was already, you know, editing and doing his stuff digital already during this time. So they couldn't get like a 35, it wasn't shot on film. I think this was done digital, so they couldn't do like a new scan of any sorts. But what they did just is a minor improvement, but it's big enough a difference to warrant this Blu-ray release. So let me show you guys the pictures, you know what I mean? And I'll be back. You know, hopefully you guys were able to tell the difference in the, you know, my comparisons on this YouTube video. But if you cannot see the difference, I'm gonna put a link in the description to my Twitter account where I posted the picture so you can see the increased fidelity and sharpness to the image. It's such a good boost that for me is good enough. It's definitely good enough, especially what Chameleon Films had to work with. And you guys know me, man, like as long as it's not an upscale or the color grading is off the whack, you know what I mean, I'm good. And plus, the reason I say it definitely warrants a Blu-ray release because it has very good subtitles and good commentary by the legendary Frank Dench that, you know, did for many years did work for Tyson, and everybody knows him for doing commentary for 88 Films, Eureka, and for other distributors as well. But they did a great job. They didn't do any heavy DNR. They didn't get fancy with, you know, like changing the color, the mood of the film, and all that. But there's one thing that's a difference, and again, this is a preference, is the sound. I prefer the sound of the DVD. And the reason for that is because it's a little bit heavier on the bass. In the beginning scene, when the guy shoots a rocket launch, the bass kicks in very hard on the DVD. While on the Blu-ray, it's a little flat, but the sound is a lot more even on the Blu-ray. So the fidelity is clearer, and you get to hear every little detail. Unlike the DVD where it's more bass centric, you can hear the detail but not as clear as the Blu-ray. I prefer the DTS ES track on the DVD. That's just me because I like that bass. And the bass is not like distorted or too much. It's just the right amount of kick, man. So again, that's something that's a preference thing, but the Blu-ray sounds amazingly fine. It has a 5.1 DTS HD master track. And of course, once again, it uses new subtitles. But I'm looking forward to Chameleon Films because they released 3 films so far. One is a Japanese film and the other one is another Johnnie film, Exile. So I'm gonna be checking that out soon. I know Will's watching that first, so I won't be surprised he does a video on that release as well, you know what I mean? But yeah, I'm gonna, you know, wrap this thing up right now, you know what I mean? So there you guys have it, man. That's a comparison release of Breaking News directed by Johnnie. And I hope you guys found the video very informative, you know what I mean? But I'm definitely looking forward to what Chameleon Films have under the belt because they're very great people working over there. They communicate on social media a lot with the fans and content creators. So they're definitely good folks, man. Hopefully, if you guys are watching this video, man, y'all pick up Full-Time Killer. That film deserves one heck of release, man, and is one of my favorite films. And I probably should do a video on that because that film is so good, man. Andy Lau plays one of the best villains I've seen on cinema. It's like, let me tell you something, man. Heath Ledger Joker? Yeah, you're gonna see that already in this 2000 film with Full-Time Killer, man. Like Andy Lau has a lot of fun. Everybody knows he's a freaking fantastic actor and singer as well. So let's see what they do, man. Like I'm looking forward, and the fact that we have a new label in this Asian cinema, man, circle, man, like it's beautiful, man. We got Vinegar Syndrome that is, you know, about to release Iceman Kamef. So I'm definitely looking forward to that release as well. I already pre-ordered it, but I'm also getting the 88 Films version because, man, I'm a sucker for slipcovers, lobby cards, and posters, man. And of course, it comes with a book, man. And the art is actually Very, very well done, man. It has this old school 90s, 80s look to it, man. So yeah, 88 Films, as always, they crush it, you know what I'm saying? So, you know, with that said, man, like, share, subscribe, and until the next one, peace.